Okay, Hotep. I think this gonna be the final one of our series of this particular flow. Myself and my brother Amani Kush. Um, this particular night, this is but this is August of 2025, right? Yes.
Uh,
It's August of 2025. That's the month for you. You trying to think of the Kemetic month is okay.
okay.
I know that's what you was. I know that's why you was hesitating to
Yeah.
confirm that.
Yeah.
But we have been here. So what I'm saying is that when you come to Kemet, your creative juices start to flow, right? And you start to get ideas and concepts in your mind and your consciousness about what you should do and how you should do it. And so while I have been here with my friend and my young brother, I can call my young son almost even, right? That we have been here working out, practicing yoga, and touring all of these different temples, tombs, Valley of the King, so on and so forth. And I can see the depth of this brother's study because not only has he studied, Kemetic Yoga, the philosophy, the history, the movements and the postures, but he has also become accomplished in the ancient Kemetic language, okay? And so we have decided that we're going to partner together and he's going to be part of the crew that I work with to bring people to Kemet and to train people in Kemetic Yoga, to train people in not only how to do movements and postures, but how to interpret and understanding the philosophy of ancient Kemet, how to understand the way to communicate that our ancestors come from ancient Africa and that the ancient Kemetic people were black. Because these are things that people are going to challenge you on. How did you know? How do you know they was doing yoga? Why do you call that yoga? How do you know that they were black? The people in Cairo, the people in other parts in Alexandria, they look white to me. So why are you saying that the people in ancient Kemet was black? And so we have the information, we have the information to talk about these things. Also, we want to educate people on how to read certain phrases. So when you come to Kemet, we want to teach you how to look at the monuments and how to read certain words, how to read certain concepts, how to read certain names and understand the difference between the birth name and the coronation name, right?
Yeah. Basic what we are talking about. We want the black people to come here not just as a tourist and take a picture of this and take a picture of that, because this land is our sacred land, because this is land of our ancestors. And when you can see, this is my first time here, and it has been the most deep and powerful experience of my life. So when you come here, you can't even feel like, they say there are too many vortexes of energy in this place. That's why they developed a so sophisticated civilization that even in these times there's a lot of mysteries that people even cannot explain how they get to that sophistication. And then this is about how we can tap into our own culture and not being here like just which is good also to take pictures and so, but when you see and you can identify even the basic things, that's even more powerful, because you can connect, you can tap into the quantum field and go to the past and go to the future and interact with our own ancestors. So one thing is to practice Kemetic Yoga every day, which is very powerful. And another thing, and going through a real process of initiation to be in the land of the ancestors, practicing Kemetic Yoga and learning about your own culture and ancestry.
Right. So we have found this place here. So this is a private island. It's a hotel here that could hold about 20 people. And this is where we're going to train at. So on our future tours and trips to Kemet, we are going to include staying at this place on this island as where we're going to go to practice the physical aspects of yoga. We're going to arrive in Cairo. In Cairo, we're going to visit the Great Pyramid of Khufu and his sons, Khafre and Menkaure. And we're going to also visit the Step Pyramid of Saqqara, which was the first pyramid that was built by Imhotep. We're going to visit the New Cairo Museum, which is a fabulous new museum. We're going to be visiting, a lot of different areas around Cairo. We're going to go to look at oils and jewelry and stuff like that, if anybody wants to do that, right? And then we're going to fly down to Luxor, which is in central part of Egypt, central part of Kemet. And we're going to visit the Valley of the Kings. This is where the tombs of Ramses II and Seti I and so on and so forth. This is where their tombs are located at. We're going to visit the temples of Waset, the temples of Karnak, the temples of Luxor. And we're going to see examples of yoga, and not just yoga movements and postures like back bends and pose immortalities and things like that. We're going to see those images on the wall, but we're going to also see images that you can interpret as demonstrating the philosophical foundations of what yoga is. So we're going to spend 2 days there, and then we're going to come here to this island, to the hotel, which is called what's the hotel called? Auto Kato. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm from Chicago. I don't know how to talk good. But Auto Kato, which it simply means White House, And so we're going to be here. We're only going to get a select number of people to bring with us to train here, right? So if you are interested in getting trained in Kemetic Yoga in Egypt, in Kemet, you're going to have to make it known soon, make your payment soon, make your reservation soon, and so on and so forth, right? And so we're going to be putting out information with the website, links, how much it's going to cost, and so on and so forth. But the price that we charge is going to include your round-trip airfare from New York to Egypt, to New York to Egypt and then back. Your meals, we get 3 meals a day. All of your training in Kemetic Yoga, your touring of the different sites, all of that is included. Your transportation, your airfare from, we take a flight from Cairo down to Luxor, and then Aswan, back to Cairo. All of this stuff is included, and it's going to be a very fair and very good price that people can afford, right? And but again, this is this experience. This is going to be for select people. We're not doing this because we're trying to make a whole lot of money. We're doing this because we want to really create a movement, and we want to see human beings change for the positive and become superhuman almost, so to speak, in the sense of going above and beyond your perception of what your inner power is.
Yeah. And from my own experience, I would like to add something very important because we are in the middle of the so-called desert, right? And this river right there is very important, very sacred. And as long as you came here to the island, you can actually literally reborn again because you're going to enter to the sacred waters of the Nile and you're going to experience that energy with all these things that Master Issa just said, good food and the practice and knowing about the culture, feeling the energy of the sacred temples. So that's a whole resurrection, renew and rebirth experience, because these waters right here, these waters gave birth to the civilization. That's why they create a spiritual force to represent this water, which was Hapi. Hapi was a being, androgynous being. It has a beard, it has breasts, and it was pregnant, which means fertility and all the life-giving, life-sustaining energy that this river gave to that civilization. Not only Kemet, but also Kush and the so-called ancient classic African civilization. So it will be very deep and ancestral experience to be here.
Yeah. So also think about these things. Ways that you can become certified in Kemetic Yoga. Number one, you can take our online course. That's the easiest thing to do. So no matter where you are in the world, you can take our online course. It is self-paced, so you can start it and finish it at your own pace. There are 6 modules that you have to complete. And you have to complete essays, you have to complete some videos that demonstrate that you know how to do the movements and postures and you know how to teach. So it's all self-explanatory. And so no matter where you are in the world, you can take that online course. And people all over the world take that course, Also, you can come to Jamaica. We go to Jamaica twice a year. Once in July and once in January, okay? And we may even also be moving into Costa Rica instead of Jamaica. So that's still a little bit up in the air to negotiation and stuff, right? But we may be, but you're gonna have that opportunity. The significance of going to Jamaica is that you're gonna be immersed in the practice for all those 8 to 10 days. You're going to be immersed, practice every day, 9, 10, 12 hours a day. You're going to have breaks and stuff in during that time, but it's going to be an immersive experience, right? Also, you can come to Brazil. Now, right now, every October we offer a tour of the Brazil. It's not a Kemetic Yoga teacher training, even though we have people in Brazil who are being trained by our cadre of 5 instructors, our 5 master teachers in Brazil, who are teaching native Brazilians how to teach Kemetic Yoga. And Mr. Armani Kush, Brother Armani Kush, is one of those 5 instructors, right? But we're going to also, in the near future, we're going to start offering our teacher training as a teacher training and a retreat. Spiritual, cultural, and wellness retreat in Jamaica, in Brazil. and you're going to be having access to some of the most exotic fruits you could imagine. You're going to be able to see some of the most beautiful lands and bodies of water and animals and whales and turtles and all kind of stuff, during the time, and also have an opportunity to really practice your yoga in a most beautiful place, right? We also have opportunity for you to travel with us to Ghana. We do that. We try to do that tour either in late August or in early December, starting in May of 2026. We will have a tour of Gambia and Senegal. That's going to be May 21st until May 29th. I think those are the dates. And that's going to be accompanied by the Seoul Yoga Fest. In Brazil, October 17th to the 29th, we will be in Brazil for our mystical tour of Bahia. Okay? And Armani Kush would be one of our hosts there. And we're also going to have our first Seoul Yoga Fest in Brazil. That's going to be held in Bahia. That's going to be held in Salvador, and so on and so forth, right? And so what am I leaving out? What other places are we going? Oh, we go to Ethiopia in April. This is what we call African-centered tours. So we are providing tours for you that are African-centered, that are focused on you as an African person, and focus on looking at the world from the perspective of an African, not from the perspective of the enslaver and the colonizer, but from the perspective of who we are as people, as a liberated, intelligent, conscious, spiritual people. And so that's what we call African-centered tours. So we go to Ethiopia in April 2026. We're going to also make a spiritual journey all the way down to the edge, like I said, the edge of the earth, because the earth is round, but all the way down to the southern part, the under part of the earth, in New Zealand, to the Maori people. And the Maori people are native Pacific Islanders who are tracing their ancestry back to Kemet and back to other parts of Africa. So we will be going there in late 2026. So we have so many fantastic things that we're going to be doing. We have Kemetic Yoga teachers all over this planet, who are creating a coalition of effort to help to coordinate activities to really make Kemetic Yoga a household name all along the planet Earth, especially among people of African descent.
So Kemetic Yoga, as you always say, is really a global movement, and it's all about empowering our own people, using our own culture as our foundation. So you have so many options, and all of them, I'm sure, will be a life-changing experience.
So if you want to get in touch with me, if you call me, I'm going to answer my phone. I always answer my phone. My number is 773-396-6613. Okay, 773-396-6613. My email address is my name, Yasser. Yasser is spelled YIRSER at YogaSkills, YogaSkills.com. Our website is KemeticYogaSkills.com. You can just Google Kemetic Yoga and you'll find us very easily. And you could also find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and all of those different platforms, you know. So it's been a pleasure talking to everybody, and I look forward to meeting more people all over the planet Earth who are interested in Kemetic Yoga, and I welcome you to join our global movement. What we are doing is off the chain. It's unheard of from a historical perspective. Nobody else is doing it because we are focused on health and wellness development as well as the development of your consciousness as a Black, African, indigenous, melanated person. Okay?
Okay. And the aspect of the all, the one, the creator, who can create or co-create your own reality. So you also use those practices to do that. So come.
Hotep, Ankh, Uja Sanel.